game. Everything looks amazing. This is going to be game number 1 of Indonesia going up against Kazakhstan. Which team will have the advantage in the first one?
Well, what I can say is that mid priority is definitely given over to Indonesia in this case. Oh, Tastic so deadly close to the turret, and that's first blood. Batona underneath the tier 1 sadly, so took a 3-turret shot. And that's what we sort of talked about when it comes to Hylos, right? It emboldens you, sometimes too much.
Talk about predicting the future, because we know the Valentina, you need to get a hit just a little bit, and sometimes that forces your roamer to be a bit more aggressive than you really want to, but against an Eve, against a Gatot, it's not a favorable matchup. It's an okay matchup, but meaning that you can get punished, and he was.
Yeah, he has like a 2.5, 3 second like cooldown on her Void Blast. At full item, is every second, man.
Yeah.
With Vision Lantern, I don't think Tastic can even walk up.
Yep. And now look at this, even Witty trying to create some space. Doing a little bit of damage on the Hylos.
He's dead. Venom Execution does the job. And that is bad news for Hylos.
Oh yeah, at this point, oh, hold on, they want to go forward.
Witty, Revitalize, not going to keep him alive long enough. Can Joe get out of this predicament? No! Runs out of puncture targets to jump to. So that's a transfer going over to the Yishunshin, which is pretty good. Now Turtle is about to spawn. A run is 4, but maybe Argo should keep him away. A flicker into the Raging Slash. G-Rope Dash trying to get away. The Landshaker not in range, and now Aran is gonna eat his own Landshaker from the stolen IMU. Ovin with the return. Kazakhstan. Now we have to deal with the RWM. Witty hop onto maybe Argo. He gets out. The RWM doesn't do enough damage, but he should allow Joe to come back, and contribution on the Turtle. Ovin flickers away, and the objective for Indonesia.
Well, this has been a very action-packed 2.5 minutes here, Husky. I believe we said this in the previous match where you got to keep your cool here on the stage, because, you know, a lot of aggression is amazing, is great, but that does give opportunity for your opponents to catch you off guard, where it looks like Indonesia, they had a false sense of security in the early where they got kills onto Tastic, but now he's having those assists. So in a way, he's back in the game. So I feel like Indonesia and Kazakhstan, they're showing their stuff, but you gotta be careful just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, the stolen Bravest Fighter too. The AOG does go wide, but he still gets the taunt, and that will be the YSS going down, sadly, for Kazakhstan. They weren't able to formulate a response to that. Even with the stolen RWM, they were going to keep it for future users.
Yeah, so now I feel like they got to play around, personally for me, the Valentina, because you want to keep the Valentina just ahead a little bit. That gives room for you to really abuse any ultimates here. 2-0-1, level 6 here, but now Tastic is caught again.
He should be able to get out, revitalize. Yep, good RWM as a response, but Phantom Execution still gets the job done. Yehescu with his second takedown. Tastic needs to really start understanding that you are not immortal. Unfortunately, in this early game, if you're going down so often, it is gonna delay his items, and he's not the best scaling frontline, sadly.
Yeah. And the thing is, as roamers, we do have this mindset that we're willing to die for the team, but at the same time, you can't die in the sense that it stops you from scaling, because even as a tank, you need to make sure that you're sturdy enough, right? You're tanky enough to open up the map, to initiate a fight, to actually sacrifice yourself for the better of the team. So I feel like Tastic, he needs to farm just a little bit.
Oh, they get the RWM. Mountain Bolt also comes in too. Witty able to get away. Kabuki with the Blazing Duet forces 2 members of Kazakhstan back. Kabuki flickers Ujiro Des and actually finds the kill. That means Team Indonesia will be able to go on to the Turtle. A good attempt for Kazakhstan, but they just don't have the numbers. Yeah,
from bad to worse. Ezekiel now having the glowing wand. Joe looks like he's able to get the Turtle, and honestly, nothing much that the Esmeralda can do now that the glowing wand is there. More damage on more HP, but more importantly, healing is cut in half. And almost everyone from Kazakhstan here does want some healing.
And the fact that Kabuki is running a flicker on this Claude and he's able to get the kill, early kills, is always bad news for teams going up against him. No, they also lost their Granger. Risk 4T going down to Aran. Maybe Agop, he cannot fight this. Joe is a bit too strong. Falling Star Moon doesn't gain enough distance, so the puncture will close the gap. Joe finds his own solo kill. Witty should just be able to stand here. They use the Mountain Shocker, so vision on Indonesia granted. Ujiro Des can't get the follow-up onto Joe. He's 2 levels behind.
Yeah, Joe has to be careful because if he dies here, it's going to give quite a lot of gold. But look at Aran. Aran is here.
Phantom execution in and another puncture to the chest and it's killing spree for Joe.
Yeah, but all the while, Ovalin is able to get kill on Ezekiel. So don't know what's going on here. But it looks like Kazakhstan going up against Indonesia. Our observer can't catch a break here, Husky. There's always fights all over the map.
You know what they say?
Sorry, observer.
Bringing the brawl to a team that is known for brawling. Oh, Aran. Aran?
Well, Husky, we have a game here.
We have a game.
We have a game. It is indeed a game. And now Witty taking a bit of damage. Ovalin so far playing a very good Valentina game, 3-0-1. Hopefully I don't jinx it. But now the Enchanted Talisman being built by Baby Agop, and you gotta be careful because if this Esmeralda is having a good time, Ezekiel won't.
Yes. And Joe forced away. Here comes Kabuki. Good stun. Fantastic. Might die for the greater good, but for backup, G-Rub Des. Is he really gonna try and look for the Granger? The Clot? Good attempt though, but sadly doesn't close the distance enough. East the AOG. Witty will keep his goal laner safe.
Yeah, but still, that's a lot of skills being used by Witty there. And the turtle is coming up. So this will be an opportunity for both teams to have a clean team fight here. Indonesia does have 3,000 goal advantage.
Yep.
So they should be able to have more damage here. We'll see how Kazakhstan responds to this turtle take.
I mean, Ovid has been playing a pretty clean Valentina game so far. Indonesia will get the turtle for free. Unfortunately, Kazakhstan can't really put up much of a contest there. For the bottom tier 1, G-Rub Dash really trying to outmaneuver Joe, but Joe is just on the case. Get the solo kill on the Yishun Shin, and tier 1 bot goes down.
Yeah, right now, looking at top here, Ezekiel tries to get a kill. Oh, trying to get away, but he's still staying there, getting the sustain. Riz4T gets the kill over to Aran.
Wow.
The kill is safe, but Ovalin should have died there.
Fancy footwork. The stolen Braver Spider again. Does magic. Oh no, Baby Agop can't really fight this, Joe. Joe is having a fantastic game. Witty secures the mid tier 1 for Indonesia. Side lane tier 1s have all gone down too.
Kazakhstan, you have one job here, and that's to take down Joe. Joe is becoming a problem. You got to make sure this Lancelot doesn't move around freely here. Witty taking a bit of damage coming in from Ovalin. Speaking of which, he does have that AOG. Worried maybe because he's thinking that he needs to set up for his team. I'm just worried as a mid laner, you got to be careful whenever you do, extend quite heavily against your opponents because you might instantly get burst down.
I mean, if there's someone that can be a hero, it is a Valentina. We've seen Valentina players really throw themselves into the fire to get a lead for the team. In this case, it might have to come down to that. This AOG is not a spell that you commonly take, commonly steal. Usually RWM is actually the best choice in the situation. But desperate time calls for desperate measures, and now Aran will call Joe in, Witty with a good taunt. Purify is out from Baby Agop, so they get to disengage. Aran also has to get out with the Braver Spider as Turtle Boat crashes.
And again, it looks like they're able to bait out a lot of abilities coming in from Kazakhstan. Ovalin does have that Enchanted Talisman now. Baby Agop tries to go for engage here, but taking a lot of damage. Probably not a good idea.
Yeah, Kabuki just shreds him.
Like at this point, they need to chastise Pauldron fast, but Kabuki taking a lot of damage. And looks like he's able to dish it out as well. Group Des is going to be taken down. Riz having to get out of that with a flicker. Witty tries to chase after him. But so far, able to run away. Chastise Pauldron is something they need right now. And speaking of which, Riz able to get a kill over to Aran. Indonesia showing that they're willing to fight, but maybe they should be a little bit unwilling.
Well, I mean, Joe solo the Lord, right? So it's pretty worth it. It's a 6k goal advantage for Indonesia, which is going to keep building up. Would it say that Joe is a problem? Yehezkiel is now officially a problem on this eve. Not to mention Kabuki is 3-0. They haven't been able to lock him down. And locking down Kabuki is such a tough thing. Because when you look at Kazakhstan, don't really have the most crowd control in the world.
I'm just worried just a little bit here, Husky. First pick Yishun Shin, having 1-5-1 KDA score. This is not a good showing. Maybe they're a bit nervous going up against Indonesia. Again, a powerhouse in the land of Dawn, but they gotta, I don't know, if 7,000 goalie is gonna be very difficult for them to defend, but they just gotta do it.
Yeah, they have to survive this first Lord first. Usually, Lord number 1 is not the game ender. Or the stolen RWM that could come in handy later on. They use the mouse and shocker, so vision is granted. Lord finds the crash. All holy defenses mid and top goes down. The bottom lane also pushes in. Indonesia not able to crack open the base just yet. But looking for Kazakhstan to respond. A 9k disadvantage, falling star moon, turtle board, RWM, everything for the kitchen sink thrown to Indonesia. But they just do not have the damage. They were too far behind. Joey starting on them. Another thorn rolls and a couple of punches to the face. Finally he falls, but they find 4.
I don't know if that's worth it. You gave over a shutdown over to Oven, but hey, if Kabuki can end it here, then that's good because they go on to the Hylos. Hylos taking way too much damage and is taken down. And looks like Indonesia, they're trying to end it here. But the minion looks like it's not gonna end it too soon. But it's ending now.
There it is. Game 1 for Indonesia. 11 minutes and 10 seconds in. Very quick and decisive. And this one was a lot more straightforward, right?
Yeah.
Sort of what went wrong for Kazakhstan. Sadly, the jungle, between the junglers, Joe was a cut